What screams I'm poor but pretend I'm rich? Going to open houses and pretending to be interested in buying the house. Handbags that are covered in its own brand logo. So obnoxious and also so obvious. Wearing Jordans as an everyday shoe. Philip plain anything. Gucci or Versace or whatever type sunglasses. Taking pictures with fake designer shopping bags. New car, shit house, apartment. Telling people how much something costs. It's a $100 shirt, only kind I buy. Honestly, it's hard to tell sometimes. A lot of people here probably think that real rich people live in a modest house with a base Corolla/Camry with the beige interior, super cheap budget and live like they have no money. And to me, I don't want to be that guy, but I feel like some people who vehemently say/comment this feels like just a confirmation bias to take up the moral high ground on other people who spend their money in more obvious ways. I worked with CEOs of airline companies, hedge fund managers, CEOs of law firms, and I can without a doubt can tell you many rich people don't live like broke college students, and modesty is relative. For me, the pretending to be rich folks are people who window shop with no real intention of buying items at luxury stores to basically take pictures of themselves with luxury items/goods. People don't like this, but when you go to fancy stores like Louis Vuitton, a Mercedes dealership or Burberry, the staff are very judgmental, and I can tell you it's not really about what you're wearing that tips them off. Edited some words. Huge debt. Big logo Gucci. Knockoff designer bags. A big new pickup truck. Parked next to a double wide. Quite common in Florida. Being really difficult with service staff. Personalized license plates that only have a very fleeting resemblance to the name they're trying to flash, for example P44444LC for Paul. Need a what screams I'm barely lower middle class but pretend I'm rich thread. Designer clothed. The rich wouldn't be seen dead in them, unless they're being paid. Designer tracksuits, clothing with large brand logos, new, mostly non-M, BMWs. My brother always carries a wad of cash in a money clip. He has a $100 bill on the outside, but the rest is all $1s. It's all for show. He has no money and lives with my parents. Cadillac in a parking lot for a low-income housing apartment complex. Had a roommate who was horrible with money but always wanted to be rich, so he bought a used Cadillac. My Starbucks tumble habit/addiction. Gucci masks. Dodge Charger. Wearing anything with an obvious brand. Anytime people go out of their way to show brand names or talk about brands they own, including cars. I don't know how many times I see $100,000 cars pull out of a rundown apartment complex. Some of the richest guys I know walk around in very casual attire and drive 10 to 20-year-old cars. Flashy belts. Brags about new Jordans he's wearing and his Jordan collection but doesn't have a car. They own the newest pair of Jordans and whatever the latest trendy Apple product is. ITT people talking about how humble the _real_ rich people are. Fancy rims. Wearing stuff from Gucci or Louis Vuitton and driving cars from the top-of-the-line brands, when you live in a low-income apartment complex. Trust me, I've seen Aston Martins in really small housing areas. iPhone. Showing off everything on social media. A really shitty car that's been tricked out. A luxury car in an apartment complex. Latest iPhone, no clue how to use it and always ask a friend to help pay for a coffee. Gucci belt. Renting the cheapest house in a country club. Flaunting your wealth usually says you're poor. Like taking pictures of you holding wads of bills, posing in front of anything that looks luxurious, renting specific things to make your stuff look better, etc. Putting $5 gas in your fancy-ass car. I have seen a bunch of people drive cars they can't afford while working at a gas station. Rims. A $1,200 car on $2,500 worth of rims and tires. Literally any RGB lights in your room. Driving a BMW. Running for president and not releasing your tax returns. Taking tons of pictures for Instagram in an Airbnb like it's your beach house. Out on a whim here, but Apple products. Like I said, out on a whim. I know plenty of stable people with Apple products, but they're just so damned expensive. We're a poor family and can't afford the newer stuff, but my sisters and their mother try their hardest to buy crap that makes them look richer than they are. Also, I'm not seeing anyone that might have replied for some reason. A MAGA hat. Living in a bike rack on the street neighborhood and driving a Mercedes. Bragging about the newest limited release of Jordans. Louis Vuitton, Coach, etc. Trump voter. Luxury cars. In small town and suburban US, having the nice living room set up with the nice TV and entertainment center. The live, laugh, love on the walls vibe. To me, that's where I see it. And the man in the family has something to show you in the garage. Wheels that are worth more than the car. New car and still living with parents. 15 years old BMW. Saying you are an entrepreneur in residence or run your own biz on LinkedIn. The first one makes you feel like you are homeless and unemployed. Every single one of those loud-ass cars with the muffler removed. Wearing the same Gucci sweater every day. Chrysler 300. Vote Republicans. Coach purses. Overly exaggerated fake Gucci/LV print anything. Always wearing brand names, driving new cars, always having the newest phones. The idea is to be rich, not just look rich. Driving an Infiniti. When my sister and I were little, we would unplug the receiver of the phone, take it outside, and pretend to talk on it. The hope was that someone would see us and think we had one of those newfangled cordless phones and be jealous. Owning and driving a 2010 plus Ford Mustang. Telling lies. I feel like people that are in a spot or live life to the line of their means tell a lot more lies. The lies create the illusion of choice, when in reality they have no choices to make. Nice cars in apartment complexes. Gucci/fashion brands. Overpriced sneakers. Gaudy jewelry. Airpods. Luxury cars in the hood. Spending all your money on a Louis Vuitton purse that looks like everyone else's Louis Vuitton purse so you can all try and impress each other. As a storage unit buyer, brand names. More often than not, they are fake, and when I say more often than not, I mean like 98% of the time. If I see Gucci bags in the storage unit, I will always assume it's fake, unless there's something else of value that I see. And for people who have that fake stuff in their locker, it's always more than one knockoff. Fake D&G sunglasses, gold chains that contain no actual gold, fake watches, etc. It's like they build their whole personality around it. Driving an old Audi. Voting Republican. People who make life hacks on how to make fake AirPods. Stretching a holiday you took 3 years ago really thin with regular rig post from said holiday, to tell everyone how well traveled you are. Cadillac Escalade parked in front of your trailer. 3 Series BMWs. Loads of designer clothes worn for short periods of time and without research on material. Several of these rich people wannabes purchase a load of clothes from the reputed brands and wear it for the brand only, including buying them in poor materials like faux leather. While some rich people do this, a large number of the rich tend to hold on to their money and live up a middle-class family lives while making good investments. A friend told me about a guy who'd come into their convenience store, buy a few things, then pull out a massive wad of cash from their pocket. Right on top was a $100 bill, but if you looked close the rest were just $1s. Jordans. Posing with cars you didn't pay for in full. Gucci belts. Nice car, lives in a trailer. Fuck this question. Driving a car more expensive than your house. Photoshopping yourself in front of famous landmarks like the Eiffel Tower. Stuff covered in logos. AirPods. My small Yeezy collection. Basically anyone I know who has to tell you the price they paid for something nice. As if I cared how expensive it is, but you do apparently.
With